Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're doing great. Do you know what to cook tonight for supper? Do you have all your ingredients and everything you're gonna make out? Well, I think I'm gonna make a pork chop casserole. We had some pork chops sitting in the freezer for quite a while. I pulled those out. You know, many times I'm like, I don't know what to cook. Hey, let's call for takeout pizza or takeout Chinese. When we really can go in our pantries, rotate our food, and see what we have and cook what we already have in our pantries. I have 5 grocery items to share with you today. 5 grocery items that you can buy frugally and you can get a few meals out of those 5 grocery items. So go on ahead and get your cup of tea, or better yet, get a pen and pencil and some paper, and let's sit down and let's jot some of these items down. And if you have any ideas that I did not mention in these 5 items, maybe you can put them in the comment area so it can help all of us and we can see how we can also be more frugal when we're cooking in our kitchen. Now, have you noticed when you're at the grocery store and you're going through the meat aisle and you go by the chicken breast or you go by the chicken legs, they're very pricey, right? But if you go to the whole chicken, it's usually more inexpensive. Why do they do that? Because usually the chicken breast is boneless. You don't have to worry about taking out the bone or anything like that. But I think it's best to buy the whole chicken. You can get a few meals out of buying a whole chicken. You can make broth out of buying a whole chicken. You can make pulled chicken. You can make chicken salad, and you can have chicken for a meal and even have chicken wings on the side. I think that is a very smart way if you're going to want meat for your family and you can't have it every night. Get yourself a couple of whole chickens and freeze those in your freezer. Even if you're on food stamps, even if you're on benefits or government assistance and they're helping you for now, use that money wisely to prep your home. And remember to always rotate your food. I went through some of my pantries and realized I had cans that were expired. I could not believe it. And I'm thinking, okay, that cannot happen. I can't forget to rotate my food. So remember, rotating your food is important. And also, if you have an extra freezer and you can stock up on those whole chickens, here's another substitute that you can use. I have it right here on my table. Let me see if you can guess. Beans are great for different meals. You can have bean burritos. You can get some of those wraps. You can get a whole pack of wraps for what? $1 something? And you can get beans and cheese and make yourself some cheese and bean burritos. That gives you a couple of meals or maybe more for the week or for the next 2 weeks. You can also use beans in your rice. I love rice and beans, of course. You know that I can eat rice for breakfast with eggs. So beans is a great essential and staple item to have, no matter if you're Spanish or not, to have inside of your pantry. You can use beans and chili if you don't have ground beef. You can substitute that with beans. When it comes to saving money and having a frugal meal where you don't have the money to spend on meat. Lentil beans, I think they're called. They have those also. Green beans. So many different garbanzo beans, whatever beans for your taste. And if you don't like beans, maybe there's somebody in your family that likes them, or you can substitute with corn and even put corn in your yellow rice. Now, that was something my mom made all the time. One of my favorite dishes is yellow rice with corn. It is delicious. Item number 3, potatoes. Yes, the famous, not talking about Mr. Potato, but potatoes are great to use as a frugal item. If you have a little bit of money aside, which we all should save a little bit, every week you put $2 in that envelope, you have money to go on ahead and get a bag of potatoes. Potatoes are amazing. You can make baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, French fries. I mean, you can make all these great meals, scalloped potatoes. And there's a lot of videos out there that would teach you how to store bags of potatoes. That's why it's so important to rotate our food and buy those little extras when you get that extra money. You know, taxes is right around the corner. It'll be coming here soon before you even know it. Instead of going to buy that huge screen TV or spending it on things you really don't need, maybe take that money and buy yourself some groceries. Number 4 is canned meat. Canned meat can be so good for you to have. Canned tuna is so great. You can make tuna salad. You can make tuna melt. I remember my mother-in-law when she was alive. God bless her. I miss her so much. But she made tuna melts on toast. And she would cook the tuna and have peas inside the tuna. And she would pour that over toast. Yeah, it might be a Great Depression meal. But you know what? When you eat a good meal that's hearty and it fills the tummy, it's great. And there's nothing to be embarrassed. So canned meat, canned Vienna sausages is another one. You can slice those up. You can put those in your yellow rice with a side of beans, and you have a meal with maybe a bread roll. Frankly, my dear, I don't like Spam. Haven't many of us heard that? Spam. Spam is also good if you find yourself, well, I want some type of meat. You can get some Spam. You can slice it up. You can dice them. You can put some garlic on there, spruce the Spam up, put it in your eggs or put it in your rice, fry it up, have it with some scrambled eggs. There's always ways to use that canned meat. I will be honest with you. Canned meat may not be my favorite. It may not, but I do like tuna. I like canned chicken for chicken salad. And I also like Vienna sausages cut diced up really small and in my yellow rice with a side of beans. So I'm giving you a little of my culture there. Here's another one. I'm going to shake it up. What do you think it is? You are right. Oatmeal. Put fruit in oatmeal. You know those little fruit cups? You can drain those out and add that fruit to your oatmeal. You know you can have breakfast for dinner. That's also good. But oatmeal is great for overnight oats. Oatmeal is great to make oatmeal cookies. Oatmeal is great for so many things. So why not invest in a big tub of oats? You know what? If anything happens where you're really short on cash, you really can't afford groceries at the moment, you're waiting for your benefits to come in, you're struggling, you're a little afraid. You know, God understands you being afraid. He doesn't want you to be afraid. He wants you to trust in him, but he does understand, okay? Remember when all the disciples were in the boat and the storm came? They were afraid, but he told them, fear not, right? He told them, fear not, and he calmed the storm. So that's just a little Sunday school for you. Don't fear. And if all you have is oats, make oatmeal in the morning. Put some cinnamon on that oatmeal. Put a little bit of sugar. Make it with water if you don't have milk. I know these sound like extremes, but you know what? These things are great, and they're also inexpensive. A little history about the Bronx. Right across from our church, there was a paneria. If many of you don't know what that is a place where they make bread. And you went in there and it smelled like bread. They had the old-fashioned ovens and they made Puerto Rican bread. And I remember after church, my parents stopping in there and getting bread and bringing it home. And let me tell you, that was a treat. That was a treat for my family. It was hot bread. And we had hot bread and we melted the butter on it. And it was so good with hot chocolate or hot coffee. Why do we think that those things no longer are good? So now we're going to go on ahead and I am going to make me a cup of coffee. And this is Café Bustelo. That's the name of this coffee. For those of you who have never tried this coffee, it is a Spanish coffee. It is very popular in Puerto Rico. And that's what I'm going to have. You know, when we were kids, we didn't have these little K-cups. When we were small, I remember my parents making coffee every night. Our home always smelled like coffee. So I am going to make me some coffee just for the nostalgic reasons. Here's that yummy toast, nice and brown, and I'm going to put some butter on it. And you can also add honey to your butter for a sweet treat, and it's also healthy for you, and it's also good. But this is the way we did it growing up. Some toast with some butter. You could have one slice, or you could have two slices. This is my cool snowman cup. I know it's not winter yet, but I thought it was cute. So let's go on ahead and let's make this coffee. Coffee is good. If you have nothing else, tea and coffee. I am not a huge coffee drinker. I don't drink coffee every day. But for you, I decided, why not? Show them a little bit of our culture and what kind of coffee we totally enjoy. How about having a taste of my culture and see how you like some toast with coffee? I don't think it's only my culture that does it, but try café bustelo. It is really, really good. There's a saying, si es café bustelo, tiene que ser bueno. So let's try a little piece of toast. Slice the toast with some butter and some yummy Bustelo coffee. It's really good. And sometimes, like I said, be simple. Use what you have in your cupboards. Try your best. Teach your children the value of a meal. Teach them. Talk to them about children that live in other countries that are actually hungry and they don't get to have the meals that we have. And most of all, shop frugally. And I'll talk to you all in the next video. I love you. Bye.